I was about to say time for the main event, but after that parade yesterday, I'll take some topping. Anyway, we're at the Acropolis. We just came in through the south-east entrance, as advised online, due to the coach parties being dropped off at a different entrance, which means the queues can get quite long. So I just not, we're about 10th in the queue, straight in. I think I can actually see it up there already. Anyway, I'm already out of breath. I haven't walked far at all as standard. I'm just going to bypass everything, wallop it straight up to the top so there's as fewer people up there as possible for the photos and to suss it out and have a nice look at it. Hopefully without many people up there, and then we'll come back down and see everything else on the way down. That's the plan. So my wise move was getting to the gates at exactly 8 a.m. My mistake was wearing a hoodie and jeans. God, I wish I hadn't have done that. But you just never know, do you? 8 o'clock in the morning. Anyway, shouldn't have done that. But never mind. My God, this is a tough climb after a full breakfast and 2 coffees. And there it is. Woo, I'm pooped. Got up here in 9 minutes. Not bad for a big lad, that. Right, we've probably got about 20 minutes, I would say, before the place fills up. So I'm just going to do a quick dart around, take some nice photos when I can whilst there's not many people here. Catch my breath, and then I'll be back with you to figure out what it is, because there's a lot to go through. I've caught my breath, and I've got my photos. And I tell you what, we have played a blinder getting here early. There's already quite a lot of people here, and this is nothing compared to what it's going to be shortly. To be honest, it's not ideal. I mean, who on earth wants to climb up a big, bloody great hill at 8 o'clock in the morning, straight after bacon and eggs and 2 coffees? You know, I nearly threw up twice, but it's worth it. Always trying to get there nice and early for me. I always try, no matter where I go, if it's an attraction, you want to get the picture, don't you? And you want to get a picture by not being surrounded by people, and your best bet for that is first thing. One thing that really does beg a belief is how they haven't sorted this out. I mean, there's no path. It's just polished marble. I've seen a couple of people slip, and I was reading online this morning with a breakfast that people do fall over here quite regularly, so make sure you wear the right foot gear. I mean, come on, just look at the state of it. That looks like a path, but it isn't. It stops there. I mean, why on earth not just have a path? There's a fucking path. So hard about that? I can only assume it's something to do with the marble, about the marble being protected on the floor, you know, like if it's original and it dates back to bloody 400 BC or something. That's maybe why they can't touch it or don't want to remove it. Anyway, never mind. I'll just keep looking at that. Nice. It's one hell of a view from up here. And that is our next conquest. We're going up there tomorrow, Mount Lycabettus, and apparently the view from up there is even better than this. We'll be able to judge of that. Another thing I was reading is that one thing that is frowned upon is mistaking that structure with the word Acropolis. So Acropolis is the name of the hill in general, the citadel, the ancient citadel, and there's lots going on up here, not just that. Obviously that's the big boy, and that's called the Parthenon. So that's the Parthenon on the Acropolis, not to be confused apparently, or else to get a bit pissed off. It's a nice flag, isn't it, the Greek flag? I like it. I like those colours. What a view, eh? Athens looks pretty from up here. Even my neighbourhood would look pretty from up here. You know what? I've probably spent more time looking at this view than I have done the actual Parthenon. It's amazing. Hey, look, there's a cup holder. Perfect. So I'm just having a sit down to show you this. When you buy your ticket, you get a link to an app which you can download offline, so you don't need internet connection, and then you just press play wherever you are.
How to get there. The Acropolis of Athens is visible just about anywhere in the city.
There you go. Little pearl of wisdom for you. He's right. Right, I found a little seat where I can be left alone with a nice view of the Parthenon. Nice. Got the app. Let's have a listen. Learn something, eh? Let's learn something together. Oh, I say. Lovely.
How to get there.
Yep.
The Acropolis of Athens is visible just
we already
about
know that.
anywhere in the city.
How do you skip?
And how to get there. The Acropolis of Athens.
Right, we'll try again.
How to get...
Oh my God, I absolutely hate this thing.
The Parthenon was built in 9 years, 447 to 438 BCE.
God, this is going to take a while.
Nothing would have been possible. These are colours that come with
come on, wind it on, lad.
Large surfaces were painted deep, rebel from the east, and contained the statue of Athena. Roman author Vitruvius informs us whereby 1/60th of each city's... How to get there. The Acropolis of Athens is visible just about anywhere.
This thing is so...
And the easiest way there is...
Fucking get there. I'm sorry, I just can't take any more of that audio tour. Right, I'll give you the Al tour. Basically, back in the day, 2 gods had a brawl. One was Athenis, one was Poseidon. Poseidon promised the Greek people the power of the ocean, and Athenis promised the Greek people an olive tree. The Greek people went with the olive tree because they thought it would be better for them. Then they built this temple as homage to her. It's big, it's beautiful, it's magnificent, and it's on top of a hill, and you get there by walking up the hill. I could have spent 8 hours in a library before coming here and learned all the long words and learned all the history and learned the gods and learned the architects and what it's symbol. God, sometimes it can just all be a bit overwhelming though, can't it? Like, I just want to come and look at it and just appreciate its beauty for what it is. And it is truly, truly spectacular. And the view is something else. Highly recommend coming up here, but don't feel pressured to learning all about it, because let me tell you, you could spend 10 years trying to do that and still fail. Right, that's us finished with the beautiful Parthenon. Now we're going to head down where we came up earlier and see what's crack-a-lacking downhill. Tell you what, I'm absolutely delighted about how we've pulled that off. 8 o'clock, bang, straight up the hill, do what we've got to do. It's now 10 o'clock. All we're doing is walking past so many people walking up the hill. It's going to get well crowded up there. Ah, Odeon. That's why Odeon cinemas are called Odeon cinemas. You know what? I have wondered that before. I never knew that. Yeah, so apparently Odeon translates as somewhere where there's singing. Loosely translated by me, obviously. You might not look it, but this is really slippy, you know. Please bear that in mind. I haven't really fallen over twice. You'd love that, wouldn't you? Fortunately, the big man's managed to stay on his feet. That was the oldest theatre in the world. And let me tell you, you don't need an information stand to tell you that. Just take one look at it and you'll be like, that's got to be the oldest theatre in the world. And it is. Precinct wall of the Sanctuary of Dionysos. The sanctuary looks absolutely gorgeous, but as for the wall, you know what, I'm sure some geezers just walking around putting random plaques down on top of stones claiming them to be things that they're not. That's not a wall. Right, so there you have it. Travel saved my life. No nonsense tour of the Acropolis and the Parthenon, just poking its head over the top there. Right, we're gonna now head to a little area called Plaka, which is just near here. And according to the pictures I've seen, it looks gorgeous and the perfect setting for a post-Acropolis coffee. I tell you what, this is a bit of me, this is. Nothing I love more than wandering around little cobbled streets trying to find a nice little spot for a coffee. I love it. I hadn't actually realised that Plaka was right at the bottom of the Acropolis. It's right there. As soon as you walk out of the Acropolis, you're in it. Just a nice little district full of little shops, souvenir shops, jewellery shops, ice cream parlours, coffee shops. It's really nice. Such a lovely setting for a bit of coffee and baklava. Look at that. Oh yes. At the risk of sounding like a proper fat bastard, one thing I've learned over the years of eating a hell of a lot of this baklava is always aim for the syrupy ones. Now obviously this one is just pot luck. I didn't see it before I ordered it, but I can tell straight away with all this runoff it's going to be an absolute beauty. It's a perfect combo, coffee and baklava. €10 those two things cost, which is a bit over the top, but considering the surroundings, I don't mind. This will do for me. This will do for me. I just love sitting outside little cafes, especially in Europe. A nice strong black Americano. Just can't beat it. I love it. There are over 70 museums in Athens. 70. I can't imagine going to one. I've got no desire to go to any of them. I'm sorry. I can say it again. Museums bore me shitless. Look at these strawberries. How have they managed to balance them like that? Must have taken them ages. You don't get that in a museum. It's a really cool little thing to do, that walk around that flea market. I enjoyed it. Right, I'm gonna go back to the hotel for a siesta. If I don't get a bollocking for this, I'll just get a bollocking for something else.